because you are so, so worthy of designing your life in a way where you're not just a burnt out boss babe, where you have time to make sure that you're taking care of your health, your wellness, your relationships, and your relationship with God, most importantly. And so, through this four-step process, I'm going to be showing you how to restructure and redesign your life so you can have more time to reclaim what the world has been trying to take from you, which is your peace.
Welcome to the Queen Path. This kingdom class serves as a royal remembrance to embody the woman God has called you to be.
Hello, royalty. My name is Sola. Welcome back to my channel. I'm the founder of the faith-based brand, The Queen Path, and I'm super passionate about helping people reach their highest potential with the highest power. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my four-step process called the Majesty Method, and I'm going to be teaching you how to redesign your life to support your feminine. So let's get into it. Step number one is flow state. Flow state. So when you're in a season where God's calling you to restructure or create a new system for your life, it's very important that you identify what your flow state is, because this is connected to your purpose. Do you ladies remember being kids and feeling like you were playing a game or, playing with your Bratz dolls, and it was like no time would pass? Like your mom would be like, come downstairs, come eat, or come inside. And you'd even realize that you spent 5 hours, 4 hours playing something, right? That is an indicator that you were in a flow state, and that is what your purpose is going to feel like. That is what your calling is going to feel like. God wants us to be in flow, especially if you want to design a life where your feminine energy is being supported and you're designing a structure to support that, that you have to identify what that flow state is. Now, God has given you a skill that you're here to master, or an area of wisdom or knowledge that you're here to really deepen your understanding in, right? And whatever that thing is that he's called you to master, when you're truly immersed in it, it's going to feel like flow state. It's going to feel like play. This is how people who are super, super successful billionaires are able to make so much money, because on the outside looking in, it looks like work to the everyday individual, but for them, it's actually play. When these billionaires are building companies, we're like, oh my God, they're just like, overworking, they're working so hard. But no, they find their flow states in different areas and different businesses, and they're able to capitalize that. And as women, we have that same ability. It's not about working harder, right? Whatever your purpose is, or whatever that vision is of what God has given you, you're not going to get there by working harder. You're going to get there by first identifying what is that thing that puts me into flow state. For some of you, it may be writing. For some of you, it may be speaking. For some of you, it may be editing, dancing, whatever that thing is. Now, the way that you can start to identify if it's like, the God-given flow state is that it feels like flow to you, but it also brings value to the world. It feels like flow to you, but it also brings value to the world. So right now I'm in my flow state. My flow state is like spoken word. So I am feeling full, and I'm feeling like this is game, and then I'm feeling like this is play, but I know that I'm also bringing value to you. For some people, it's when they're performing something. For some people, it's when they're leading a team. It's very important that before you, redesign your life, if you are in a transition season, sit down with yourself, take some time and ask yourself, what is something that God is giving me the natural skill, supernatural understanding, or, wisdom in, that when I'm in that thing, I feel like it's like play. I feel like it's flow state. And play doesn't mean that it's always going to be easy. All video games have different levels. There's beginner, there's intermediate, there's advanced. So sometimes your flow state might even be a little challenging. Like, for example, like as I'm even making this video, I might edit a couple parts out because I'm like stuttering over my words, because I'm trying to like exercise all of this wisdom that's living inside of me and bringing outside of me. And although this is flow and this is play, sometimes it's challenging. So I'm not saying that it's always going to be easy, but I am saying that you're called to master that flow state. That's the path of being a queen, a daughter of God. We're called to take that mastery path. So number one, you want to find the flow state, okay? So let's say that you found that flow state, right? Let's say that you identified it, whatever your flow state is. The next thing you want to do is automate. If you guys can't tell, my background is in poetry, so just give you guys a clue. All of these are going to rhyme because, rhyming is powerful. So you found your flow state. The next thing you want to do is automate. Automate is essentially another way of saying like, okay, what systems can I put into place? or if you're an entrepreneur, what systems can I put into my business that's going to help me stay in that flow state? So what I'm trying to say is once you find that flow state, it's very important that you take time to find systems that you can implement into your life or into your business or into, your phone. The reason why, we go from flow state to automate is because to be in that feminine zone, to design your life to stay in your feminine, you have to design your life to be focused around what you love. Like when a woman is in love, she is the most powerful. And so once you identify that flow state, you have to write down all of the things that take you out of that flow state. So for me, like, I don't personally like writing. I don't personally enjoy writing, even though my flow state is that I am a speaker, like spoken word is my flow state. I'm not a big fan of writing. So I use automation tools like Otter every day during my morning routine to begin exercising my brain. And Otter's this AI platform where essentially it transcribes the words of what you're saying. And I'll go on like these morning walks just talking to my phone like a crazy person. And what I'm doing is mastering that flow state. But now I'm taking all of my words and it's transcribing it to text. And then I use that text for emails. I use that text for copy ideas. I use that text to organize my video scripts. And so it's taking away the things that I hate. This is why you go from flow state to automate. Your flow state is connected to what you love, and then you have to identify what are those things that drain my energy? What are those things that I don't enjoy doing? What are those things that I can begin passing off to systems, technological systems, and AI tools? So once you find that flow state, once you find that feeling, that essence, that skill, that thing that makes you feel like you're in oneness with God, you're in play, but you're also giving some kind of value into the world when you're in that state, you want to begin passing off the things that you don't like to machines. So for example, if you're a content creator, right, but you love more so like the speaking part and not necessarily the editing part, implement tools like Opus AI. Or if you want to just focus on mastering communication and maybe you make YouTube videos like me, but you don't want to think about all the algorithm stuff, what to name the videos, like video trends and all of that, then use systems like VidIQ, right? Or if maybe you're not really a people's person and you don't want to be like, responding to people all day, every day, then use tools like ManyChat. All of these tools, by the way, are going to be linked in the description. But the purpose of what I'm trying to say is that you want to begin designing your life around love and then letting go of the things that you hate. So let's say that you downloaded these apps, these tools, you got these machines working for you. Eventually you have to get to a point, and this is a point a lot of people resist getting to here, especially if you are a solopreneur or you're someone who, doesn't really see the value of investing in people. After you find that flow state and you automate, delegate. Now, although AI is here to help us, and although AI can help us do so many different things, and I use all these automation systems that's helped me grow, the Queen Path, there is something so empowering. I believe this is like when you really start to receive like favor from God, when you can begin like creating your own economy and getting money into people's hands. If you really just start off with these two areas of like automation, like flow state and automate, you will start naturally making more money. Eventually, you have to get to a point where you have to begin letting go of some of those tasks to other masters. You want to begin delegating to other masters. And if you are an entrepreneur already, you've already built your business, it's very important that when you are redesigning your business structure, that the people that you're hiring are going to allow you to have the freedom to focus on your flow state. This is why when you're redesigning your business, don't think about like, oh, who do I need to hire? Like, get out of that mindset that you need to just like hurry up and hire somebody because, you're fearful or whatever. Focus on finding your flow state first, then find what technological tools that you can begin, offloading, and then you want to focus on delegating. And delegating is essentially another word of me saying hiring, but delegate, flow state, automate, delegate, it rhymes. And I'm a spoken word girl, so it has to rhyme. Anyway, you want to make sure that you're, getting really clear. Okay, this is what I love, this is what I hate. And anything that a machine can't do, a great man or a great woman can do. And when you are delegating, you want to find people who love the things that you hate. So I'm going to give an example of what this process looks like because I want you ladies to understand this, really understand this. So let's say your flow state is in communication and maybe you're here to master something like YouTube. The next thing you're going to do is going to figure out all the things that you hate about the content creation process. So let's say that you hate hate editing, and then you use a tool like Opus AI and it creates all these short format clips to promote your videos, but you still haven't found someone to help you edit your long format videos. All right. And you get to this delegation stage. You're like, okay, I've done everything that I can do with my own skills and with the skills of AI and automation and these tools. But now I need to bring a person. Whoever you bring on, you have to see that they love that thing that you hate. They have to love the thing that you hate. It can't be something they're just doing on the side to make a little extra money. That's not how empresses build empires. We are here as queens to hire people. Like that's how you start operating in what I call like that empress mentality. And to hire people, I don't mean just HIRE, I mean HIGHER, like to really hire people, meaning that you want to begin surrounding yourselves with people who are on the path of mastery. So you don't want to just delegate this to a task to someone who doesn't love it, right? Then you're not really bringing love and joy into the world. If you want to really design your life to support your feminine, then you want things to around you to be flowing smoothly. So you want to find someone who their flow state is that thing that you hate. Their flow state has to be video editing. And you'll know someone's flow state is the thing that you hate when you're looking at the resume. There's consistency there, right? You can tell that they're locked in. It's what God has called them to do. They're in that mastered mode. And yes, you can hire maids to help you clean out the house a little bit, but eventually, if you really want to like design like truly like an empire in your feminine, you want to hire masters. They're always going to be worth the money. And the beautiful thing about masters, all you really need is like a small group of them in order for you to quantum leap financially, but also for you to feel supported with however that you're designing or your business or your life. If you truly want to be supported. And this structure works exactly the same, even if you are a housewife or aspiring housewife. Don't just hire someone who's decent at doing that reconstruction job for your house or someone who's decent at like nannying your kids or your future kids. You want to hire the best of the best, right? Because when your mind is not thinking about that thing because you have a master on your team, you can be more in your flow state. You can be more in your feminine. You can be more rested. So flow state, automate, delegate. After that, you want to elevate. Okay? Elevate. Flow state, automate, delegate, elevate. So the reason why elevation is the last step, but it's one of the most important steps. I mean, all four of these steps are really important, but it's one of the most important steps is because if you truly want to maintain a life where you're in your feminine essence, you have to constantly be in a state of elevating your standards, okay? You have to elevate your standards for what you put into your body. You have to elevate your standards for what you choose to consume on television. You have to elevate your standards for what comes out of your mouth. If you're constantly on a state of elevation and it's not coming from a place of insecurity, you as a feminine woman who is in her flow state, in her power, in your majesty, are going to have a powerful impact on the people around you and a powerful impact in the world if that's what you're called to, right? So when you're constantly in a state where you're elevating your standards, especially your standards, not just for other people, but for yourself, you inspire people around you to also go higher. So for example, we live in a world where I think in certain areas, definitely here in America, where people just normalize like going out with like sweatpants, which is like crazy to me. And if you're one of those girlies who be out here just like every day sweatpants, like no, you gotta elevate. And what's going to happen when you are constantly going out the house, you're in sweatpants or you're always in athletic wear when you leave the house, is that at a subconscious level, especially when you're a feminine woman, you're telling people this is the standard and you're influencing people whether you realize it or not. So it's so important to go through periods of your life when you go through this process and ask yourself, okay, what standard do I need to elevate? And sometimes, in that season, the standard, it might be like what kind of music you're listening to, what kind of foods you're eating, what kind of workouts you're doing. When you're constantly allowing yourself to be in this elevated state, the people that you've called to help delegate, the people that you've called to help, who you're called to hire to their level, they can also go higher with you. This is how you start to really build an empire where everyone around you is empowered. Okay. So these are the 4 steps to the Majesty Method. Flow state, find your flow, find what that thing that when you're in it, it feels like play, but it's also like, you're in purpose because it's providing value for other people. automate? What things, what systems, what AI tools can you begin implementing into your life, into your personal life, into your business, so you can focus more in the areas of love and begin letting go of the things that you hate? Again, I have some resources that are going to be linked in the description. Number three, delegate. Okay, who can I give these tasks that I absolutely hate to? Who loves those things? That those things are their flow state. What people can I hire to their level of mastery? And number four, how can I begin elevating my standard so I don't have to find myself in the same loop or staying in the same zone where I'm not really growing or improving spiritually, mentally, or emotionally? How can I begin elevating my standards so I can continuously design my life to be like a queen, to be in that majesty mode? So, if you are an entrepreneur who feels really stuck in this process, maybe you're stuck at the flow state level, you don't know what God is calling you to step into master. Maybe you don't know what tools to begin implementing into your personal life or into your business. You don't know who to hire. You don't know how to elevate. This is my current mentorship program. It's called the Majesty Method Mentorship. So if you are interested, then definitely go into the link in the description to set up a call with me. I'd love to support you, especially if you're someone who thinks like a queen and God's calling you to really build an empire that supports your feminine energy, then that's definitely going to be for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up so we can help spread this wisdom with the world. And if you like content like this, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being on the Queen Path, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, loves.